Any last words before you perish?
Is it really this much fun to end everything?
It is more relieving than fun. But seeing you suffer, the part of me that was holding my ambitions back, the part of me that infected by the Order of Light and the Elders, it is more fun than I've ever had.
You should play fantasy football sometime.
It is so dreadful that my schism led to you, a pitiful being with mostly human traits. What a useless species, these humans. All the power of the medallion, and all they can think about was conquest and war. Life is so pathetic. The backbone of chaos.
And Tsitak isn't?
It wasn't their fault that these realms even exist. It was the Elders, their stubborn views. Tsitak would be freed to take care of the Elders. The ultimate revenge.
Not so fast, loser.
What is this madness?
We're the members of the greatest fantasy football league, and we're here to stop you.
I told you should have played fantasy football more.
You know, we didn't necessarily sign up for this when we joined this league, but be prepared to be crushed by the elite mother tuckers, baby.
You fools! You're no match for the great Tsitak!
We stopped these shadows before. What makes you think you're better than us?
Because unlike you humans and your games, I come prepared. Cultists, attack!
What next?
These idiots don't scare me.
Yeah, I made it through the entire Event Horizon movie. Nothing can be as scary as that.
Do you guys feel that? I feel something odd coming through me.
You see, Tsitak, you have to have the better lineup to win. And you would have known that if you listened to me.
What? This can't be!
Tsitak could only block the Dream Priests from speaking to me in my mind. And now they have aided our great team, the ones that will halt your plan.
No! I will not let you reach the Forbidden Palace!
Too late. Now!
I'm decimating. This shouldn't be happening.
Except we're the same, and therefore only one can exist. I told you to join me peacefully. Now you will cease, and I will remain as the real Tsitak, the Dream Priests that will save everything with my power crew.
Tsitak has already started the machine. I can feel it. You're too late.
What do you mean we were too late?
Wait, what happened to everyone else?
The others are back safe and shielded by the Dream Priests on the moons until one of you claims the Green Ball trophy, in order to get you all back home safely. But first, we have some business to take care of on the Forbidden Palace.
We should have known this Dream Prince would have been weak in the end. If you want something done right, we always have to do it ourselves.
Oh, shit.
No, it can't be. Azath is awakened. No!
Then why are we still alive?
Why does it look like something's moving away from us?
That's the abomination. and sat to the closest place with the most life. Earth.
Welcome to the quest for the Green Ball, the rise of Ralu Azath. Can you believe it? We made it, everyone. That's right, the Green Bowl and all the place matches are set. We know our opponents. We know the stakes. We understand the situation we're in, with Earth looking like it's in a lot of trouble. Two of us will be off to the Forbidden Palace, of course, and everyone else will be on the moons of Jupiter, hoping to end seasons on high notes. But how did we get here? What madness brought us to this week? Well, let's find out as we recap the championship bracket and two semifinals that took place at the Temple of the Dream Priests. We begin with my second-seeded Dark Ridge Dreamers in a big-time battle with fellow Legacy member, the lovely six-seeded Siamese Dreamcats. And while nothing was officially clinched until Monday night, it was one big play on Sunday that kind of put this one away, as my Dreamers are off to my second straight Green Bowl after a 107.9 to 86.38 win. One of the big differences here was at quarterback, with the injuries to both Lamar Jackson and Mike White leading to Andy Dalton to start for the Dreamcats. That ended up being a disaster. For my Dreamers, late waiver pickup Gardner Minshew to replace Derek Carr was a huge coaching move. 355 passing yards and 3 total touchdowns. Even with 2 interceptions, Minshew not only bested Dalton by about 25 points, but he also helped, since Devontae Smith caught both of Minshew's touchdowns and added 113 yards to lead the Dreamcats. Of course, Justin Jefferson did his thing with 133 yards and a score, and Evan Ingram added 113 yards. Nick Chubb collected 102 yards, and X-Factor Mike Williams had 76 yards in a little bit of a disappointing game. DeAndre Swift and Nick Folk also disappointed with a combined 0.5 points, but the Ravens defense stepped up with 9 points allowed, 2 sacks, and a fumble recovery. But since the Dreamcats had a combined 141 yards and a touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, 38 yards and a score by Dawson Knox, and 90 yards by Isaiah Pacheco, my Dreamers only had a 4-point lead going into Sunday. And that changed with an 84-yard touchdown grab by Jalen Waddle, who finished with 143 yards with that touchdown. The Cats' X-Factor, Christian Kirk, hurt her with just 26 yards, but she did continue to get solid performances at kicker and defense. Younghoe Koo had 3 field goals, and the Colts defense closed the deficit to 3 points early on Monday night before they ended with 11 points. My Dreamers will now get a second chance at claiming a first ever Green Bowl title with 11 wins so far this season. The Siamese Dreamcats will be looking to finish her highest in her league career if she could win in the third place match. They fell to 8-8. Moving on, the top-seeded Elite Mother Tuckers look to keep an historic season alive against rival 4th-seeded AR's Ayahuasca Plant in a battle of league rookies. And this one was a surprising struggle for both teams, with the projections changing multiple times and the match not being clinched into the Monday night game. But as has been the case all season, the Elite Mother Tuckers found a way, doing something that 7 previous number 1 seeds could never do, becoming the first top seed in league history to win a semifinal match with an 81.14 to 63.82 victory. For the Mother Tuckers, things seem to be clearly on their side to get their 14th win in a row after the struggles of AR's Ayahuasca Plant. Aaron Rodgers had just 1 touchdown, and Aaron Jones had just 34 yards. Devontae Adams also had a terrible game with just 15 yards, and the Broncos' defense allowed 45 points to get the dreaded negative 5 points. Even with all that, George Kittle did have 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and X-Factor DK Metcalf had 81 yards. So the Elite Mother Tuckers needed some big games on Sunday night out of Tom Brady and Ryan Suckup. The crazy thing is that there were late moments in the game where it looked like the Elite Mother Tuckers were going to need a Monday night miracle. Brady didn't throw his only touchdown until late in the 4th quarter, and Suckup hit 2 field goals late as well, including a game winner in overtime. Austin Eckler finished the job, though, on Monday night with 79 yards and 2 touchdowns to have a little bit of a respectable score. The Elite Mother Tuckers, who had to battle Jalen Hurts and Tyler Lockett injuries and down games by Josh Jacobs, the Cowboys defense, Mark Andrews, and X-Factor Zay Jones, they survived and advanced and can now focus on the first ever Green Bowl appearance for this league rookie. The 14-1 record so far and 14-game winning streak is above and beyond the best ever marks in league history, with 1 more win bringing them the closest to perfection that anyone has ever been. As for the 8-8 AR's Ayahuasca Plant, they will look to regroup and try to end the year strong against the Siamese Dreamcats in the 3rd place match. So we now know who's going to be in the Green Bowl, but who's going to be in the consolation final? It may surprise you. We, of course, had 2 consolation semifinals this past week, starting with number 7 Risky Business hosting number 11 The Clash at Demon Head at the Sulphur Mines of Barbara. In a very good contest, it was the Clash at Demon Head that edged her way into the consolation final with a 102.06 to 101.06 win. CeeDee Lamb was a beast with 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and McCaffrey found the end zone as well. ETN had 112 yards, and the Bills' defense had 13 points allowed, 2 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery. Daniel Jones had 2 scores as well. For Risky Business, Mahomes had 3 touchdowns, and Kelsey finished with 113 yards. The Steelers' defense had 10 points allowed, 3 sacks, and 3 interceptions, and Kenneth Walker had 105 yards. A.J. Dillon added a touchdown, but only 6 yards by Adam Thielen ended up hurting in a huge way. The Clash at Demon Head is now 6-10 this season and is a win away from a consolation title. Risky Business falls to 7-8 with the 4th straight loss and will settle for the 9th place match. Next, number 8, Remember the Titans, hosted number 12, the Stellar Bitches, at the Polar Caps of Athanasu. The defending champions just missed out on the playoffs and looked poised to at least try to get to a consolation final appearance, but instead the streaking Road Warriors, known as the Stellar Bitches, had a huge Monday night and a 105.56 to 98.46 win. Kirk Cousins had a big game at quarterback with 299 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Derrick Henry finished with 126 yards and a touchdown, though he did lose a fumble. McLaurin also scored and added 77 yards, and Gabe Davis reached the end zone as well. But the big game was with the Chargers defense on Monday night. They dropped 24 points to give the Stellar Bitches their 5th road win this season. Just 7 points allowed, 7 sacks, and 3 interceptions. Remember, the Titans had a big defensive game as well, though, with the Rams. They allowed 14 points and had 6 sacks, 4 interceptions, and a touchdown. Barkley added 133 yards and a score, and Higgins had a big game with 128 yards and a touchdown. Fields and Dulcich reached the end zone as well, and A.J. Brown added 103 yards. But rough games by Garrett Wilson, Zerline, and Stevenson hurt. The Stellar Bitches are now 5-11 with a 5-4 record on the road. That's right, they went 0-7 at the Temple of Tsitak, but have been a spoiler on the road and now they get a chance to salvage a tough season in the consolation final. As for the 7-8 defending champions, after 2 straight years in the Green Bowl and a title last season, they will have to take on former league champion Risky Business in the 9th place game this season. So there's just 1 week of games to go, and we'll have 5 place matches, including the Dick Butt Bowl, of course, and the consolation final, and the biggest spectacle in fantasy sports, the Green Bowl. We've battled through 16 weeks of injuries, buys, wild games, insane results, the dangers of our home bases, the chaos of the shadows and of Tsitak, and of our own mental state as we coach through projections, gut feelings, and just pure guesses. A mixture of skill and luck will lead to a new champion being crowned, and of course, we will give it all to conclude what has been a very eventful year. And that's the content for the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we will preview all of the remaining games, including the extended Green Bowl preview. And of course, we will learn the fate of Earth with the battle against Obsidian's Abisus and Ralu Azath heating up. Until next time, salut! And check out the updated playoff bracket before